First tonight, more disturbing testimony has been heard on day 4 of the child abuse inquiry.
One survivor told how a Nottinghamshire social worker fosters schoolboys, then sexually abused them. Another victim described how a children's home allowed her rapist to visit her, even though she'd reported him. And in another development, a row's broken out after Nottingham City Council's care boss pulled out of the hearings. Well, the authority says it was because of safety fears. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is at Trent Bridge. Jeremy, good evening to you. You've heard more very, very powerful testimony today then.
We have, Anne, and I'm told this is the first time in this huge national inquiry that survivors are getting rounds of applause. Today, heart-wrenching accounts of life in Nottinghamshire's foster care system. One woman describing how her life was wrecked by abuse at the hands of her foster carer. Now, the inquiry heard that there'd been warning signs like aggression at school. The inquiry saw social work records which said the family seemed odd and needed watching, but it carried on for years.
We were robbed of our childhood, all of our human rights stripped and taken away, robbed of our true identity, robbed of being and feeling safe, secure. Instead, we can become vigilant, hypersensitive to the simplest of sounds, smells, the creak on the stairs, the turning of the key in the door, the ticking of the clock and knowing what is coming. I need you to understand the fear.
Today's first witness talked about missed warning signs as well. He said his social worker simply didn't ask enough questions about bruises, and he said he was scared to say anything because his abuser, his foster father, was a social worker too.
He used to tell me I was gay and that he was doing it for my own good. I'd like to apologise for not coming forward earlier, and I apologise for those who have suffered because of that. And by coming forward, now, I hope that we now manage to change the future.
Jeremy, it must be very hard for these witnesses to talk and speak about what happened to them.
Yeah, one of them in particular described being used like a plaything. She said for her it all started when she was 10. She was eventually getting raped on a daily basis, she said, and so scared that she sometimes used to sleep rough. Now, she was eventually sent to the Beechwood Children's Home, where she told staff what had happened to her, but they still allowed her attacker to visit her and do it all over again. And for her, today's about closure.
We succeeded. David v Goliath, because they always said it's like David fighting Goliath, so we won. So thank you very much.
And Jeremy, what can you tell us about this row that's emerged outside the inquiry?
Well, yeah, it all started, Quentin, this morning when we arrived here. We were handed a statement by 5 law firms involved in this inquiry. Now, they represent the majority of survivors here, and they say they're really angry about Nottingham City Council's involvement.
We wish to express our clients' outrage and dismay that the City Council have failed to send any senior official to any of the hearings taking place this week, nor have any elected councillors seen fit to attend. To learn, you have to listen. If you are not here to listen, there is no hope of learning. Now,
this afternoon we had a response from Nottingham City Council which says its care boss, Alison Michalska, had to pull out earlier this week because of safety fears, because survivors were objecting to her presence. But it says she is still involved. They are still represented here, and it says the council is still taking this public inquiry extremely seriously.
Jeremy Ball at Trent Bridge, thank you.